What's up, everyone? Today I'm in a deck profile on my Weather Painters. Now, Weather Painters is a very interesting deck too, where the monsters actually gain effects of the spells depending on which zones they're in. So it's one of the few decks where zones actually matter, much like Mech Knights. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First off, I run 3 Weather Painter Snow. Snow on this card is normal summon. You can place 1 weather spell trap from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. So really, it allows you to kind of like activate a trap directly from your deck. So definitely very good. So basically you can use your Rainbowed or Thundery Canvas on your very first turn. And all the Weather Painter has an additional effect. If they're banished to activate the effect of a canvas or the weather's card effect, you special summon them. You special summon the banished card. So like let's say I banish Snow to activate the effect of Rainbow. During a standby phase, I can bring it back. And all the Weather Painters have this effect. I also run 3 Weather Painter Thunder. Thunder, you can send a face-up continuous spell and trap you control to your graveyard to place 1 weather spell trap directly from your deck. Now, Weather Painter Thunder is definitely very useful. So let's say you want to get rid of one of your continuous spells and traps and get it with something you want. Like let's say you have a rainy canvas on the field, but you want a snowy canvas. You can just send the rainy canvas to activate the snowy canvas directly from the deck. I run 2 Weather Painter Rain. Rain, if it is special summon, you can place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell and trap zone. So like Snow, you can activate it based if you have like a Rainbow or Thundery canvas in your hand, you can basically just use it first turn. I also run the 2 Weather Painter Sun. Sun, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 face up, continue to spell trap you control to graveyard, spell summon this card in defense position. And if you do, place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell and trap zone. I also run the 1 Cloud. Originally, I had 2 Cloud and 1 Rain, but I decided to bump Rain up to 2 and Cloud down to 1. Cloud, if another face-up weather card you control is sent to the graveyard, target up to 2 weather spell traps in your graveyard, place them face-up in your spell and trap zone. Also run the 1 Weather Painter Aurora. Aurora, when this card is normal summon, you can place 1 weather spell trap from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone. Your opponent cannot target weather spell trap cards you control with card effects, so it basically protects your spells and trap cards. So that's really good for stuff like Twin Twisters. And lastly, I run 3 Numeron Wall. Moving on to the spells, I run 2 Snowy Canvas. Snowy Canvas, you can banish this card. Now, the weather effect monsters in your main monster zones of this card's column and its adjacent columns gain this effect. You banish this card, quick effect, add 1 weather card from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot add cards from your deck to hand for the rest of the turn. Now, pretty much all of the weather canvas are quick effects, and all of them have a different effect to add, special, search, bounce. However, you can only do those once per turn. I run 1 Cloudy Canvas. Cloudy Canvas, you can banish this card, target 1 face-up monster on the field, have its attack for the rest of the turn, but it can attack directly this turn. I also run the 1 Rainy Canvas. You banish this card, target spell trap your opponent controls, quick effect, return to the hand. And the 1 Sunny Canvas. Banish this card, target one monster you control, tribute that target, and if you do, special summon 1 weather monster from your hand or graveyard. Next, I run Numeron Network and the 2 Numeron Calling. So basically, the Numeron engine, what you do is if you have a network on the field, you basically send Numeron Calling from your deck to the graveyard. Numeron Network's effect becomes Numeron Calling's effect, which allows you to essentially special summon 4 Numeron Gate XYZ monsters with different names from your extra deck. And the Numeron Wall is what can search out your, will allow you to activate Numeron Network directly from your deck. And for a bit of a new addition, I run 3 Pot of Prosperity. For Weather Painters, you don't really care about the extra deck too much because you're not really going to usually have enough monsters on the field to really go into link plays and all stuff because you're basically just banishing them to activate effects to get more Weather Painters and then go into one of your link monsters. But aside from the Numerons, Apollosa, and I say maybe Rainbow, you're not really going to use much of your extra deck. So you can definitely get rid of some of it off of Pot of Prosperity. I also run 3 Celestial Transformation, since they are all fairies, and some of them you want to normal summon. So let's say you have Snow and Thunder in hand. You basically normal Snow and then use Celestial Transformation to special the Thunder. And of course you can just banish Thunder off its own effect, or I guess off of the effect it gains from a weather card to avoid it from it being destroyed during the end phase. And I also run 1 Dimensional Fissure. Since you basically banish them to activate effects, it doesn't really hurt you too much because they're not really going to the grave. Next, onto the traps, I run the 3 Weather Rainbow Canvas. Rainbow Canvas, you can banish 1 card, special summon 1 weather monster with a different name from your deck. I also run the 2 Thunder Canvas. Thunder Canvas is more of a battle one. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish this card, return that opponent's monster to the hand. So it's definitely good for bouncing problematic cards to the hand. I also run 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Considering with the Weather Painters, you're mostly activating them from the hand. That's kind of a bit of a loophole around the Anti-Spell Fragrance. So definitely it's going to hurt your opponent more than it hurts you. I also run the 1 Macrocosmos for the same reason as Dimensional Fissure. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 of the Weather Painter Rainbow. Rainbow, when your opponent was special summon a monster quick effect, you can send this link summon card to the graveyard. You get the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Once per turn during the standby phase of the turn, this card is banished on the field to activate a weather card effect. You can special summon this banished card. You special summon this weather banished card, and weather effect monster this card points to gains this effect. When a card effect is activated quick effect, you can banish this card, negate the activation if you do destroy it. So it turns all of your Weather Painters into negations, more or less. I run 2 Barricade Board Blockers since we do run a bunch of continuous spells and traps. 1 Herald of Mirage Light since mostly what we run are fairies and it's a negation as well. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. The 1 Infinite Track Fortress Megaclops. Megaclops is basically the second option for Apollousa. I run 1 Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avermax, an access code, and 1 Apollousa. Definitely want to run the Apollousa. Basically, it's what replaces more or less Zexal. I also run 1 Phantom Knights of Breaksword, and lastly, 1 number 1, 2, 3, and 4 for your Numeron engine. And the cool thing about them is that the Numeron gates have an effect that they cannot be destroyed by battle, and at the end of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can detach 1 material from this card, double the attack of all Numeron monsters you currently control. And then the field spell allows you to activate them without even detaching material. So basically, if you go on second, you can just attack for game with these. So let me know, what do you think of the Weather Painters? Think it's a pretty cool deck? Do you like the Numeron engine? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.